March 17th, 2018. Shibuya District, Tokyo. Construction crew drilling foundation for new office tower. Depth 43 feet. 11:17 a.m. Drill bit breaks through. Not into rock, into empty space. Foreman Takeshi Yamamoto shines flashlight down the hole. Beam drops into darkness. No bottom visible. Cold air rushes up. Smells like concrete and something else. Something old. He widens the opening, calls his crew. 6 men peer down. They see stairs. Stone stairs. Descending into black. Stairs that shouldn't exist. By 2 p.m., Tokyo Metropolitan Government seals the site. Yellow tape. Security guards. No explanation given to the construction company. By 6 p.m., military trucks arrive. Soldiers in unmarked uniforms. They pump concrete into the hole. 72 hours straight. The site reopens 1 week later. Official statement: drainage issue resolved. Construction continues. Office tower completed on schedule. But Yamamoto took photos before they sealed it. 43 images on his phone. He showed them to 3 colleagues. Those photos show 12 levels going down. 12 distinct architectural layers, each one different from the one above it. And here's what they won't tell you. Shibuya isn't the only place this happened. Between 2015 and 2023, Tokyo construction crews broke through into underground spaces 17 times. 17 separate incidents. 17 immediate government seizures. Each time, concrete, guards, silence. What's under Tokyo? And why are they burying it faster than we can find it? Look, I know what you're thinking. Old subway tunnels, right? Maybe World War II bunkers. Drainage systems from the Meiji era. That's exactly what Tokyo Metro Authority wants you to believe. But here's the problem with that story. And trust me, the problem is huge. Tokyo's official underground infrastructure is completely mapped. Every subway line, every water main, every electrical conduit, every sewer.
The Japanese are meticulous about documentation. They have blueprints going back 130 years. These spaces aren't on any map. And the architecture doesn't match anything built in Japan. Not Edo period, not Meiji, not modern. Some of those stones Yamamoto photographed, cut in a style that doesn't appear in Japanese historical records. Clean edges, no tool marks, precision that shouldn't exist with hand tools. So what's the official explanation? Here's what Tokyo officials told the construction companies, word for word. I have the memo. Unauthorized historical excavations, sealed for public safety. Further inquiry unnecessary. Unauthorized historical excavations. Think about that phrase. Who was excavating? When? For what purpose? And why does discovering them trigger military response within hours? The memo doesn't say, just sealed for public safety. But public safety from what? Old tunnels don't require armed guards and concrete trucks.
Unless there's something down there they really don't want found. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and I need you to pay attention to this part because the timeline matters. 2015, first incident. Roppongi District. Construction crew hits void at 60 feet depth. Government seals it within 12 hours. Foreman reports seeing multiple levels with metal fixtures. His report vanishes from company records. 2016, 2 incidents. One in Shinjuku, one in Meguro. Both sealed within 24 hours. Both construction companies sign non-disclosure agreements. Money changes hands. Exact amounts classified. 2017, 4 incidents. Government response time gets faster. Seal time drops to 8 hours average. 2018. The Shibuya incident. Yamamoto's photographs. First hard evidence reaches the public before containment. 2019. 6 incidents. But here's the strange part. Government starts sealing sites before construction crews report findings. How did they know where to look?
2020 to 2023. 4 more incidents. Government now has advance teams stationed at major construction zones across Tokyo. They're expecting to find something. That's not prevention. That's anticipation. They know it's down there. They're just trying to keep us from finding it. 17 incidents in 8 years. 17 sealed sites. And those are just the ones we know about. How many got sealed before workers could talk? How many projects got quietly canceled? How many sites got purchased by government front companies right before construction began? Tokyo sits on one of the most geologically active zones on Earth. Earthquakes constantly. Seismologists monitor ground movements 24 hours a day. They have to. Lives depend on it. Their instruments detect every cavity, every void, every empty space underground. In 2019, seismologist Dr. Kenji Matsuda published preliminary data showing anomalous underground voids beneath central Tokyo. Voids too large to be natural, too regular to be random. His data showed 12 distinct layers, depths ranging from 40 feet to approximately 370 feet. The paper appeared online for 6 hours, then deleted. Matsuda was reassigned. No longer works in seismology. Now teaches high school physics in rural Hokkaido, 300 miles from Tokyo. When I tried to contact him, he declined interview. His exact words, "I have nothing to say about Tokyo. I study earthquakes in Hokkaido now." But I have his original data, leaked by colleague who stayed anonymous. And that data is terrifying, because it shows the voids aren't random. They form a pattern. Concentric circles radiating from central Tokyo like ripples in water, like something was built from the center outward. 12 levels, 17 entry points, one pattern. Someone built this. Question is, who and when? So let me ask you something. Drop your answer in the comments, because I genuinely want to know what you think. If this is just old infrastructure, old tunnels, old bunkers, old drainage, why the military response? Why armed guards? Why concrete within hours? Japan preserves historical sites. It's part of their culture. They have Edo-era buildings protected by law, ancient temples maintained for centuries. Archaeological finds get carefully excavated and studied, but these sites? Buried. Immediately. Permanently. What are they afraid we'll find? Maybe you think it's World War II related. Secret military installations, weapons caches, human remains from air raids, dark history they don't want exposed. Or maybe you think it's older. Ancient tunnels from periods before written Japanese records. Evidence of civilization that challenges the official timeline. Or maybe, and this is what I think, it's something else entirely. Something that doesn't fit into any historical framework we have. Tell me your theory, because right now, the official story has more holes than Swiss cheese. And the only people who know the truth are sealing it underground as fast as they can. Let's start with what Yamamoto actually saw, because his testimony, combined with his photos, gives us the clearest picture of what's down there. March 17, 2018, Shibuya site, 11:17 a.m. Drill breaks through. Yamamoto's first thought,
Hit an old basement, maybe forgotten subway extension from the 60s. But the air coming up? Wrong. He described it to me exactly like this. Cold, dry, like air from a cave that hasn't been opened in centuries. But also, this sounds crazy, it smelled like ozone, like after lightning strikes. Ozone smell, underground, in a sealed space. Think about what creates ozone. Electrical discharge, high energy reactions, not things you find in 100-year-old tunnels. He widened the hole, dropped a rope with flashlight attached, counted depth. Rope ran out at 50 feet. Flashlight still showed empty space below. Then he climbed down, against protocol.
Against safety regulations. He climbed down because he had to see. First level, 30 feet down, stone floor, walls, smooth concrete, but not modern concrete. Different mix, different color, gray-green instead of gray, cold to the touch. Temperature, maybe 55 degrees Fahrenheit. The air tasted metallic. He found stairs, not wooden stairs, not metal stairs, stone stairs. Each step precisely cut, no wear marks, no erosion, like they were carved yesterday. The stairs went down. Second level, another 30 feet. Different architecture entirely. Walls, red brick, but brick pattern unknown to Japanese construction. Too uniform, too perfect. Bricks held together with mortar that crumbled when he touched it, but the wall itself stood solid. This level had corridors, 3 visible from the stairwell. Each corridor 10 feet wide, 12 feet high, disappearing into darkness beyond flashlight range. He took photos, 43 photos total, different angles, different levels. Wide shots, close-ups of the walls, the stairs, the mortar, the stone. Then he heard something. Sound from below. Mechanical sound, low frequency, like machinery running, like generators humming. From a sealed underground space that supposedly hasn't been opened in decades. He climbed back up, fast. By the time he reached surface, his phone had 37 missed calls. All from company headquarters, all in the span of 20 minutes. Someone was monitoring the site. Someone knew he'd broken through. Someone called his bosses before he could. Security arrived 40 minutes later. Government officials, 90 minutes. Military, 3 hours. They took his phone, took his hard hat camera, took his notebook, made him sign 7 different documents, gave him cash payment, 2 million yen, approximately 18,000 US dollars, for his silence. But Yamamoto had already sent the photos, sent them to his brother. Cloud backup, insurance policy. His brother sent them to me in 2021.
3 years after the incident. I'm looking at them right now, and I'm going to describe what I see, because these photos prove everything. Photo 1. The initial hole. Circular opening. Diameter approximately 4 feet. Darkness below. You can see the drill bit lying beside the hole. Concrete dust everywhere. Photo 2. Looking straight down. Flashlight beam illuminating stone stairs. Stairs descend in a spiral. Not straight down, spiral. Like a corkscrew. Intentional design. Photos 3 through 8. First level. Stone floor covered in fine dust. Walls, the grey-green concrete Yamamoto described. But here's what's important. On the walls, you can see rectangular outlines, like something was mounted there, like fixtures were removed. Clean spaces where wall color is darker, protected from dust. What was mounted there? and who removed it. Photos 9 through 15. The stairs between first and second level. Close-ups of the stone. You can see the precision.
Each step identical. Height, exactly 8 inches. Depth, exactly 12 inches. No variation. Cut by machine, not by hand. But machines that could cut stone like this didn't exist when Japan was building underground infrastructure. Photos 16 through 23, second level. The red brick walls. And here's where it gets really weird. The bricks have markings stamped into each brick. Not Japanese characters, not English, not Chinese. Unknown writing system. Geometric symbols, triangles, circles, lines. Each brick, different symbol. Yamamoto photographed 6 different symbols. I've shown them to linguists, to archaeologists, to cryptographers. No one recognizes them. Photos 24 through 31. The corridors. 3 corridors branching from second level, each one perfectly straight. Walls, floor, ceiling, all at exact 90-degree angles. No sag, no settling. No structural weakness after decades or centuries underground. The floors are clean. Not Tokyo subway clean, actually clean. Like someone swept them recently. Photos 32 through 40, third level. Yamamoto descended one more level before the sound scared him back up. Third level, different again. Walls, bare rock, natural stone, but carved, smooth, with channels cut into the walls. Channels running vertically, then horizontally, like pipes, like wiring conduits, but empty. Whatever ran through those channels, gone. Photo 41, the stairs continuing down. Yamamoto's flashlight beam reaches maybe 50 feet into the darkness. You can see stairs spiraling down, and down, and down. He counted visible steps in the photo. 86 steps between third level and where the light fades. 86 steps at 8 inches each, approximately 57 feet. That would put fourth level at around 140 feet deep. Photos 42 and 43. Yamamoto looking up. Taken from third level. You can see the drill hole 3 levels above. Tiny circle of daylight. And you can see something else. Between each level, in the space between floors, you can see gaps. Not empty space, filled space. Like there are rooms. Like the levels are hollow. Like each floor has multiple subfloors we can't access from the main stairwell. How deep does this go? And how much of it is hidden even from the stairwell? The Tokyo Metropolitan Government seized all of Yamamoto's original photos, but they didn't get his brother's copies, and they definitely didn't get the photos from the other 16 incidents. Because here's what they don't know. 5 other workers from 5 other sites also kept photos, also sent them to family members, also created insurance policies. I have photos from 3 of those sites, and when you compare them, a pattern emerges. Every site shows the same spiral staircase design, same stone construction, same 8-inch step height, same 12-inch depth. Every site shows multiple levels. Minimum 5 levels visible, maximum 9 levels before workers stop descending. Every site shows different architectural styles at different depths, like each level was built by different people, or in different eras, or for different purposes. And every site, every single one, shows evidence of recent activity. Clean floors, removed fixtures, channels where something used to run, and that smell, that ozone smell. Multiple workers reported, multiple sites, same description. Like electricity discharged recently.
Like machinery ran recently. Like someone's been maintaining these spaces. But who? Tokyo government says unauthorized excavations. Says people dug these tunnels illegally. Says sealed for public safety. Okay, let's test that. Unauthorized excavations would leave evidence. Excavation equipment, drill marks, debris piles, worker graffiti, trash. Something human. These sites? Nothing. Pristine. Ancient. Deliberately emptied before sealing.
Public safety would mean structural danger, cave-ins, gas leaks, water damage, unstable ground. These sites? Structurally perfect, stone solid, no cracks, no moisture, no gas. Workers felt safe enough to descend multiple levels. Professional construction crews who know danger when they see it. So what's the real reason? What's down there that's worth armed guards, worth military response, worth millions of yen in hush money? Let me tell you about the metal fragment, because this is the physical evidence they couldn't confiscate. Different incident, 2017, Meguro district. Construction worker named Hiroshi Tanaka hit void at 59 feet, descended 2 levels, found something. On the wall of second level, embedded in the concrete, piece of metal, roughly rectangular, size about 3 inches by 5 inches, thickness maybe half an inch. The concrete around it had cracked, erosion, time. The metal piece was loose. Tanaka pulled it free. Surface, dark gray, almost black. Weight, heavy. Maybe 2 pounds for that small piece. Denser than steel, denser than lead. No rust, no corrosion, no oxidation despite being embedded in wet concrete for God knows how long. He pocketed it. Didn't tell his supervisors. Didn't report it. Just kept it. Smart move. Because 3 hours later, government seized the site, sealed it, paid everyone off. But they didn't get the metal piece. Tanaka still has it. I've seen it, held it, photographed it. Here's what makes it interesting. He took it to metallurgist in 2019. Off the books, cash payment, no paper trail. Metallurgist ran composition analysis, spectrometry, X-ray diffraction, electron microscopy. Results came back strange. Primary element, titanium, about 60%. That's normal enough. Titanium alloys used in modern construction, aircraft, medical implants. But the other 40%? That's where it gets weird. 20% niobium, rare element, used in superconductors and specialized alloys, but expensive. Very expensive. Why would someone use niobium in concrete reinforcement? 15% vanadium, another rare element, increases strength and heat resistance, but again, expensive. Overkill for construction. 5% trace elements, including hafnium. And here's the problem. Hafnium wasn't commercially available until the 1940s, wasn't used in construction alloys until the 1960s. And this metal piece? Embedded in concrete that, based on carbon dating of the surrounding material, is at least 80 to 90 years old. How do you embed metal containing hafnium in concrete cast before hafnium was commercially available? The metallurgist's conclusion: composition inconsistent with any known Japanese construction alloy, origin unknown, manufacturing process unknown, purpose unknown. Tanaka paid $2,000 for that analysis, worth every penny, because it proves these aren't just old tunnels. These are structures built with materials that shouldn't exist in that configuration. Materials that suggest advanced metallurgy. Materials that suggest someone knew about alloy properties before mainstream science figured them out. Or materials that came from somewhere else entirely. Now let's talk about level 12, because that's where the story gets really dark. Remember Dr. Matsuda, the seismologist whose data got deleted? His data showed 12 levels, not 5, not 9, 12. Yamamoto saw 3 levels. Other workers saw up to 9 levels before they got scared and climbed back up. But instruments show 12. What's on the lower levels? And why didn't anyone reach them? I found someone who did, or claims he did. Anonymous source, contact made through encrypted channels, claims to be security contractor. Claims he was hired for Tokyo government project in 2020. Claims he descended to level 12. I can't verify his identity, can't confirm his story. But what he told me matches too many other details to be pure fabrication. Here's his account. 2020, July. Government hires private security firm, international company. No Japanese employees on the team. All foreigners, English speakers, military backgrounds. Job description: equipment recovery from underground site. No other details. Payment: extremely generous. Team of 8, full hazmat suits, breathing apparatus, radiation detectors, emergency oxygen, military-grade flashlights. They descended through a government-controlled access point, not a construction site, purpose-built entrance in a government building basement, hidden door, keycard access, armed guards. The entrance connected to the same spiral staircase Yamamoto described. Same stone steps, same dimensions. They descended, level by level, marking each level with chalk, documenting everything on head cameras. Government officials monitored from surface via radio. Levels 1 through 6, empty, echoing, cold. That ozone smell getting stronger with each level. Level 7, temperature drop, sharp drop, from 55 degrees to maybe 38 degrees. No explanation, no refrigeration equipment, just cold. And something else, humming sound, low frequency, barely audible, but constant, like electrical transformers running. Running on what power? Maintained by whom? Level 8. The corridors branch. Not just 3 corridors anymore. Dozens. Honeycomb structure. Each corridor identical. Each one leading into darkness. Team stayed on main staircase. Protocol. Level 9. The walls change. Not stone. Not concrete. Not brick. Metal. Smooth metal. Seamless. Like the entire level was cast in one piece. No joints, no welds, no bolts. Radiation detectors start clicking. Low level, but present. Gamma radiation, trace amounts, consistent with certain industrial isotopes, or consistent with reactor shielding. Level 10. Security chief orders team to continue, despite radiation, despite fear. They're being paid too much to quit now. This level, darker. Their flashlights seem dimmer, like the darkness is thicker, absorbing light. Temperature, 31 degrees. Breathing hurts. Air tastes metallic, copper, iron, blood. Level 11. The humming gets louder. Frequency changes, no longer constant. Pulsing, like a heartbeat, like something alive.
2 team members want to turn back. Security chief overrides them. 1 more level, just 1 more. Level 12. My source's voice changed when describing level 12. Through the encrypted call, I could hear it. Fear. Real fear. Not performance, not exaggeration. Level 12. They reached it at approximately 3:40 p.m., 7 hours after beginning descent. Exhausted, cold, scared. The staircase ended, just stopped, opening into a chamber. Chamber size, impossible to determine. Their flashlights couldn't reach the walls, couldn't reach the ceiling. Just darkness. Vast darkness. Like they descended into an underground ocean of black. The humming was everywhere, inside their skulls, vibrating their bones. Frequency maybe 18 hertz, below normal hearing range, but felt. Floor smooth, like glass, reflective. Their lights bounced back, made depth perception impossible. And then they saw it. Center of the chamber, maybe 100 feet from staircase opening, maybe more. Hard to judge distance in the dark. An object, cylindrical, vertical orientation. Height approximately 20 feet. Diameter maybe 6 feet. Surface metallic, black metal. No seams, no openings, no controls. Just smooth black metal reflecting their lights. Surrounded by equipment. Cables running from the cylinder to devices arranged in a circle. Devices the size of refrigerators. Humming, glowing. Faint blue light, like LED indicators. Like something powered on. Like something operational. The security chief approached. Team stayed back. He walked to the cylinder, touched it. His hand stuck. Literally stuck. Magnetic force. Had to pull hard to detach. The cylinder was warm. Fever warm. Maybe 100 degrees. In a chamber that was 30 degrees. He walked around it, examined the connected devices, tried to read labels, found none. No manufacturer marks, no serial numbers, no language. Just smooth surfaces and glowing blue indicators. Then the lights changed. Blue shifted to yellow. Yellow shifted to red. Red started pulsing. Faster, faster. The humming increased in volume. Pain level. Team members covered their ears. Radiation detectors screaming now. High levels, dangerous levels. Security chief ordered immediate evacuation. They ran. Up 12 levels, 7 hours going down, 90 minutes going up. Pure adrenaline. Surface team sealed the entrance behind them. They never went back. My source said the whole team was paid double their contracted amount, plus 6-figure bonuses, plus non-disclosure agreements with penalty clauses in the millions. He's violating that agreement talking to me. Risk? Enormous. Why do it? His words. People need to know. Something's down there. Something active. Something powered. Something that shouldn't exist. And the government knows. They've always known. 3 months after that mission, 2 team members died. 1, car accident. 1, heart attack. Both under 40 years old. Both healthy. My source lives in Thailand now. Changed his name. Doesn't sleep well. So here's where we are. 17 construction incidents. 12 confirmed levels. 1 metal fragment. 1 anonymous testimony. 43 photos. Deleted seismic data. Millions in hush money. And 1 massive question. What's the cylinder on level 12? Because if my source is telling the truth, If there's really something operational down there, something powered, something maintained, then this isn't about old tunnels. This is about something else entirely. Something that runs on power. Something that generates heat. Something that produces radiation. Something that government doesn't want found but can't risk destroying. Why can't they destroy it? What happens if they do? And here's the really terrifying question. Who built it? When? And for what purpose? Because based on the architecture, based on the materials, based on the 12 distinct levels, this wasn't built by one group in one era. This was built over time, layer by layer, era by era, by different people with different technologies. Or it was built all at once by someone with technology we don't understand. Either answer is disturbing. Tokyo sits on top of something huge, something old, something that's still powered on. And 17 times in 8 years, construction workers accidentally found entrances. 17 times government sealed them, buried them, erased them. How many entrances are there total? How far does the complex extend? Under how much of Tokyo? And what else is down there that we haven't found yet? The cylinder on level 12, the glowing blue devices, the humming that vibrates bones. What is it? And what happens when someone finally turns it off? Or worse, what happens if someone turns it on higher? 3 weeks after I published Part 1, someone sent me blueprints. No return address, no name, just a manila envelope slipped under my apartment door in the middle of the night. I have security cameras. Footage shows nothing. Like whoever delivered it knew exactly where the camera blind spots were. Inside, 47 pages. Photocopies, poor quality, but readable. Architectural drawings, technical schematics, in Japanese. Dated 1946. 1946. 1 year after World War II ended. 1 year after American occupation began. The drawings show Tokyo underground, but not the Tokyo we know. Not subway tunnels, not sewers. Something else. A network. A massive underground network. 12 levels deep, extending beneath 17 districts. Shibuya, Shinjuku, Roppongi, Meguro, Chiyoda, Minato. All of them. Connected by tunnels, hundreds of tunnels, like a spiderweb beneath the city, all converging on one central point, central Tokyo, beneath the Imperial Palace district. The blueprints show measurements. Level 1, 40 feet deep. Level 12, 390 feet deep. Total vertical span, 350 feet of excavated space. Volume calculations in the margins. Someone did the math. Total excavated volume, approximately 14 million cubic meters. That's enough earth to fill Madison Square Garden 700 times. Where did 14 million cubic meters of earth go? And who moved it? The drawings show construction dates. Level 1 begun June 1946. Level 12 completed March 1952. 6 years, 12 levels, 14 million cubic meters. During American occupation. And here's what keeps me awake at night. The blueprints have stamps, official stamps. United States Army Corps of Engineers. Project designation, Deep Shelter Program, Facility 7, Tokyo. The Americans built this, not Japanese, Americans. But why? I need you to understand something about post-war Tokyo. This matters. August 1945, Japan surrenders. American forces occupy Japan. General Douglas MacArthur becomes Supreme Commander. rebuilds Japan from rubble. Tokyo in 1945, destroyed. Firebombing raids killed over 100,000 people, burned 80 square miles of city, most buildings, ash, most infrastructure, gone. Perfect opportunity, perfect cover. You want to build something massive underground? Build it when the city above is being rebuilt. No one questions construction. No one questions materials. No one questions workers. Everyone's rebuilding. Everyone's excavating. Everyone's pouring concrete. Hide your secret project inside the legitimate reconstruction. The blueprints show supply lists. Concrete, 400,000 cubic meters.
Steel reinforcement, 73,000 tons. Electrical wiring, 800 miles. Lighting fixtures, 12,000 units. And one item that makes no sense. Lead shielding, 6,000 tons. Lead shielding. Why would shelter need lead shielding? Unless it's not protection from bombs. Unless it's protection from radiation. Unless you're building something nuclear. The blueprints show power systems, not connected to Tokyo electrical grid, separate system, independent power source. Location listed as Level 11 Reactor Chamber. Reactor Chamber. They built a reactor under Tokyo, during occupation, in secret. And that reactor, based on the blueprints, is still connected to the cylinder on level 12. I showed the blueprints to nuclear engineer, off the books, anonymous consultation, paid in cash. His analysis? Horrifying. The reactor chamber design matches early American nuclear reactor designs, specifically matches designs used in the Manhattan Project. Graphite moderated. Plutonium production reactors, but with modifications. Advanced modifications. Modifications that shouldn't exist in 1946 technology. Cooling systems that use closed-loop helium. Neutron reflectors made from beryllium. Control rods using hafnium carbide. All technologies that weren't perfected until the 1960s or 70s. How did they build this in 1946? The engineer's exact words, either these blueprints are fake, or someone was 20 years ahead of publicly known technology. But the paper is real. I had it tested. Paper stock matches U.S. military documentation from 1946. Ink composition matches. Aging matches. Stamps are authentic, verified against known Corps of Engineers documentation from that era. These blueprints are real, which means someone built advanced nuclear reactor under Tokyo in 1946. Someone with technology ahead of their time. Someone with resources to move 14 million cubic meters of earth. Someone with authority to commandeer Japanese labor during occupation. Someone American. Someone military. Someone who operated above even MacArthur's oversight. Because I checked. Checked every declassified document from the occupation. Checked MacArthur's papers. Checked Corps of Engineers records. Checked Atomic Energy Commission files. No mention of Facility 7 Tokyo. No mention of Deep Shelter Program. No mention of underground reactor in Japan. Either all records were destroyed, or this project was so classified that even the official occupation records don't acknowledge it. Black budget, black site, black project. And it's still down there, still powered, still running, after 78 years. But here's what really scares me. Here's what makes my hands shake when I think about it. The blueprints show one more thing. Final page, faded, almost illegible. But readable if you know what you're looking for. Project purpose listed as Research Station Omega,
authorized under National Security Directive 47. Primary objective: anomaly containment and study. Anomaly containment. Not shelter, not storage, not weapons development. Containment. Containment of what? The blueprints don't say, just anomaly. Singular. Like there's one specific thing they built this facility to contain. And the cylinder on level 12, according to the blueprints, is labeled Primary Containment Vessel. Containment vessel. Not reactor, not generator. Containment. Something's inside that cylinder. Something they needed 6,000 tons of lead shielding to protect us from. Something they needed a nuclear reactor to power. Something they built 12 levels and 390 feet of earth to hide. Something they're still containing, still studying, still keeping secret. What did they find? And where did they find it?
2 days after receiving the blueprints, I got a phone call. Unknown number, Japanese area code. I answered. Silence. Then a voice. Old man, speaking English, heavy accent. You have the drawings. You should not have the drawings. I asked who he was. Silence. 10 seconds. 20. I thought he'd hung up. Then, I helped build it. 1948 through 1952. I was 18 years old. Japanese laborer. We dug. We poured concrete. We didn't ask questions. Americans paid well. We needed money. Tokyo needed rebuilding. His name? Ichiro Suzuki. Now 93 years old. Living in Yokohama. Retired construction worker. One of maybe 200 Japanese laborers who worked on Facility 7. He agreed to meet. Insisted on public place. Shopping mall. Afternoon. Crowds. Safety. I met him 3 days later. Small man. Thin. Wrinkled. But sharp eyes. Clear memory. He remembered everything. Ichiro arrived exactly on time. Sat across from me in mall food court. Ordered nothing. Hands shaking slightly, not from age, from fear. They told us it was subway expansion. American subway for military use. We believed them. Why wouldn't we? Americans rebuilt everything. New subways made sense. But the work wasn't like subway construction. Too deep, too precise, too much concrete, too much steel. And the inspections, weekly inspections. American officers, clipboard, measurements, testing concrete strength, testing steel welds. Everything had to be perfect. Any mistake, worker was fired, gone, never seen again. They were afraid. Americans were afraid. I could see it in their eyes. They weren't building subway. They were building prison. Level by level, year by year, Japanese workers excavated earth, hauled it up in buckets. Trucks took it away at night. Where? Ichiro doesn't know. Just gone. Concrete mixed on site, special formula. Americans supervised mixing. Added compounds, powders, materials in sealed containers. No labels, no explanations. The concrete hardened faster than normal concrete. Stronger. One worker dropped sledgehammer on cured concrete from 10 feet. No crack, no chip, just bounce. And the smell, that ozone smell, it was there from the beginning, from the first levels. Like the ground itself smelled electric. Ichiro worked through 1952, helped complete level 12, last level, deepest level.
March 19th, 52. Final concrete pour on level 12. Workers lined up. American officers handed out bonus pay, 3 months' salary in cash, plus severance papers. Papers stated, employment completed, project classified under National Security Act, disclosure prohibited, penalty for violation, prosecution under military law. Every worker signed. Every worker took the money. Every worker went home. Ichiro never told anyone. Until now. 71 years later. Why break silence now? His answer? Because something changed. 2 months ago, I felt it. Earthquake. Small earthquake. But wrong.
Not like normal earthquake. Not shaking side to side. Shaking up and down. Pulsing. Like something underground was waking up. February 9th, 2024. Magnitude 3.2 earthquake. Epicenter, central Tokyo. Depth, unusually deep. Seismologists called it anomalous. Wrong frequency, wrong pattern. No aftershocks. Ichiro felt it. Recognized it. Knew it came from below, from the facility. From whatever they contained down there. It's active. It's been sleeping for 70 years. Now it's waking up. And when it fully wakes... He stopped, looked around, leaned closer, whispered, "We were told the containment would last 100 years. 100 years of safe storage. After that, they didn't know. Nobody knew." 100 years from 1946 is 2046. 22 years from now. But what if containment doesn't last that long? What if the anomaly is waking up early? What if that cylinder my source saw, that warm, humming, glowing cylinder, is losing containment? Ichiro gave me something before he left. Old photograph, creased, faded, black and white. Photograph shows construction site, level 7, 1950. Dozen workers, American officers, and in background, barely visible, the cylinder. Being lowered into position by crane, suspended by cables. Workers guiding it, officers watching. But here's what's strange. The cylinder isn't clean. It's covered in markings, symbols, all over the surface, carved deep. Ichiro said they were already there. The cylinder arrived already marked, already sealed, already containing something. Americans didn't build the cylinder. They found it. Found it where? Ichiro doesn't know. Rumors among workers came from ocean, came from Pacific. American Navy recovered it during island campaigns. End of war. Brought to Japan, buried underground. Other rumors came from mainland China. Came from archaeological dig, ancient temple. Americans seized it during Chinese Civil War. Other rumors came from New Mexico, from desert, from Trinity site where first atomic bomb detonated. Nobody knew. Americans didn't say, just handle carefully. Don't drop. Don't crack. Don't damage surface. The markings on the cylinder, I had the photograph analyzed, enhanced, cleaned up. The symbols became clearer. Not Japanese, not Chinese, not English, not any modern language. Geometric patterns, mathematical, precise, like coordinate systems, like scientific notation, like something designed for universal understanding, like something meant to be read by anyone or anything. I showed the symbols to Dr. Sarah Chen, mathematician, cryptographer, expert in ancient number systems. She studied them for 2 weeks. Her conclusion?
These symbols represent multi-dimensional coordinate systems. Not 3 dimensions, not 4, 11 dimensions. And they're mapping something physical.
Something real. Something that exists in spaces we can't normally perceive. 11 dimensions. Modern physics theorizes 11 dimensions in string theory. But string theory wasn't developed until the 1980s. How did someone carve 11-dimensional mathematics onto a cylinder that, based on Ichiro's testimony, existed before 1946? Unless whoever made the cylinder knew physics we're only now beginning to understand. Unless the cylinder itself is the physics lesson. Unless we're meant to learn from it. Or unless it's a warning. Let me show you something else. Something that connects all of this. I found similar construction projects, not just Tokyo. 1946 through 1952. American military construction projects. Classified. Deep underground facilities, all during post-war period. All using Corps of Engineers. All with similar cover stories. Berlin. Facility 3, Berlin. Built under American sector. Deep shelter for embassy. Classified. Manila. Facility 5, Manila. Built under military base. Communications hub. Classified. Seoul. Facility 9, Seoul. Built during Korean War. Command bunker. Classified. Cairo. Facility 11, Cairo. Built near Suez Canal. Supply depot. Classified. And more. London, Paris, Rome, Athens, Baghdad. All between 1946 and 1955. All American military projects. All deep underground. All classified beyond normal military security. All with similar architecture. Spiral staircases, multiple levels, advanced concrete, lead shielding, separate power systems. All with similar purpose designation in leaked documents. Anomaly containment, plural. Anomalies, multiple objects, multiple sites, global network. Tokyo was Facility 7, meaning at least 6 others, possibly more. What were the Americans doing? What did they find during World War II? And why did they need to build containment facilities on every continent? The only war that spans continents is World War II. The only military force with global reach in 1946 was American military. The only organization with resources and authority to build secret facilities worldwide was the U.S. Army. They found something during the war. Multiple somethings. Different locations, different battlefields, different campaigns. Pacific theater, European theater, African theater, Asian theater, all producing containment-worthy objects. And they brought them to cities, major cities, built facilities under populated areas. Why? Why not remote locations? Why not desert? Why not ocean? Unless they needed something cities provide. Power grids, infrastructure, personnel, universities, research institutions. Unless containment required constant monitoring, constant study, constant power. Unless the anomalies needed to be close to human activity, close to civilization, close to us. Why would containment require proximity to humans? Unless the anomalies are connected to us, unless they're meant for us, unless we're part of the experiment. 3 days after meeting Ichiro, he disappeared. His daughter called me, frantic, crying. He went for a morning walk, never came home, phone off, no trace. I told her to call police. She did. Police took report, searched neighborhood, found nothing. Checked hospitals, nothing. Checked traffic cameras, nothing. Like he evaporated.
His apartment, untouched. No signs of struggle, no forced entry. Wallet and keys on kitchen table. Medication bottles full. Glasses beside bed. He left voluntarily or was taken quietly. One item missing. His photo album. The album containing the construction photographs. The album containing images of the cylinder being lowered into place. I had copies. I'd scanned everything. But they got the originals. They got Ichiro. They're cleaning up loose ends. His daughter called me yesterday, shaking, terrified. Someone visited her apartment. 2 men.
Dark suits, American accents. They asked about her father, asked what he'd told anyone, asked if she had any photographs, any documents. She said no. She lied, smart woman. They left business cards, no names, no agency, just phone numbers. She called one number. Recording. Generic message. Your call is important to us. Please leave message. She didn't. She threw the cards away. Then she called me. Her exact words, "My father knew this would happen. He told me, if I disappear, it means I was right. It means they're waking up. It means time is shorter than we thought." Waking up, plural, not just Tokyo. All the facilities, all the cylinders, all the anomalies. Something's happening. Something global. Something coordinated. And the governments know. They've always known. They've been monitoring for 78 years, maintaining containment, keeping secrets. But containment is failing. One by one, site by site. The anomalies are waking. And when they fully wake, what happens? I need to tell you about the frequency. Remember the humming? The 18 hertz frequency my security contractor source described? The vibration that penetrates bones? I started researching low-frequency sound, infrasound, below normal hearing range, but felt physically. Infrasound has effects on humans. At certain frequencies, 7 hertz induces panic and fear. 19 hertz causes eye vibration and visual hallucinations. Below 5 hertz can stop human heart. 18 hertz, right in the range that causes maximum psychological distress, fear, anxiety, dread. The cylinder emits 18 hertz constantly, according to my source, according to Ichiro, according to seismic sensors I analyzed. But it's not random frequency. It's specific, deliberate, like a broadcast, like a signal. I found research paper, classified until 1998, then declassified and forgotten, written by Air Force physicist in 1953. Title: Observed Frequency Patterns in Recovered Non-Terrestrial Artifacts. The paper describes 6 objects, recovered between 1944 and 1952, different locations, all emitting low-frequency vibrations, all between 17 and 19 hertz. Objects described as cylindrical, metallic, non-corrosive, of unknown origin, possessing unusual mass-to-volume ratios, and exhibiting persistent electromagnetic fields. The paper doesn't identify the object's locations, just secured in containment facilities 1 through 6. Tokyo was facility 7. Built after this paper was written, suggesting Tokyo cylinder was number 7, suggesting there were at least 6 others before it. The paper's conclusion: frequency emissions appear to be coordinated. All objects pulse in synchronization despite geographic separation. Purpose unknown. Recommendation: continued isolation and study. Synchronized. The cylinders talk to each other, across continents, across oceans. across thousands of miles. They're not separate. They're networked. They're parts of something larger. And if they're waking up, if containment is failing, they're waking up together. Last week I got email, encrypted, sent through dark web channel, anonymous sender. Subject line, "You're being watched." Email contained video file, 43 seconds long, night vision footage, green tinted. Footage shows my apartment building, exterior, someone standing across the street, looking up at my window, standing perfectly still for 15 minutes. Timestamp, 3 a.m., 5 days ago. I don't remember seeing anyone. I was asleep, alone. The person in the footage doesn't move, doesn't check phone, doesn't smoke, doesn't fidget, just stands, watches, like a statue. Then, without walking away, they're gone. Between frames. 1 second standing there. Next second, empty sidewalk. No one moves that fast. No one disappears between camera frames. Unless they're not human. Unless there's something else. Email contained one line of text. "They know you know. Stop investigating. Final warning." I should stop. I should delete everything. I should forget Tokyo, forget the cylinder, forget the anomalies. But I can't. Because 3 days after that email, something else happened. The earthquake. Magnitude 4.1, epicenter, central Tokyo, depth 300 feet. Exactly level 12 depth. Strongest shaking directly above Imperial Palace district, where the blueprints showed all tunnels converge, where the central chamber should be, where the main containment system is located. No damage reported, no casualties, but seismologists called it unusual. Wrong frequency again, wrong pattern, pulsing, rhythmic, 18 hertz. The cylinder is waking up, and it's getting louder. Seismic data shows the vibrations increasing, weekly, like something's building, like something's preparing. For what? I analyzed every earthquake in Tokyo area for past 3 months. Found pattern. Small quakes, all epicentered at 300 feet depth, all pulsing at 18 hertz, all centered on different districts. Different districts, different facility levels, different access points. Not one facility, one network. The tunnels connect them. The 17 construction sites weren't separate. They were entrances, nodes, access points to the same underlying structure. All of Tokyo underground is one massive facility. And that facility is waking up. I found one more document, came yesterday. Same manila envelope, same unknown delivery. Inside, single page, memo, dated March 1952. Letterhead, Office of Strategic Services, OSS, predecessor to CIA. Memo subject, Facility 7 Activation Protocol. Text reads, in event of containment failure, Facility 7 activation sequence as follows. Level 1 through 6, evacuate all personnel, seal access points. Initiate automated defensive measures. Level 7 through 10, remote monitoring only, no human access permitted. Level 11, reactor scram, emergency shutdown. Level 12, primary containment vessel breach protocol, evacuation radius 6 miles. Estimated population displacement 3.2 million. Authorization required,
Joint Chiefs, Presidential Order, United Nations Security Council. Estimated time from breach detection to full event, 72 hours. Estimated casualties if containment fails during populated hours, 800,000 to 1.2 million immediate. Secondary casualties, unknown. Note: failure of Facility 7 may trigger cascade failure in Facilities 1 through 6 and 8 through 12. Global coordination required. Contingency plans classified under Black Level protocols. 3.2 million displaced. 1.2 million casualties. Global cascade. They knew from the beginning. They knew containment might fail.
They knew the cost, and they built it under Tokyo anyway. Under one of the world's largest cities. 37 million people in Greater Tokyo area. They gambled. Gambled that containment would hold. Gambled that we'd have time. Gambled that the anomaly would stay dormant. They were wrong. The earthquakes are the warning. The cylinder warming up is the warning. The increased frequency is the warning. 72 hours from breach detection to full event. How long has breach been detected? Who's monitoring? Who's responsible for evacuation order? And here's the truly horrifying question. If Tokyo Cascade triggers global cascade, if all 12 facilities fail simultaneously, what happens? What are we containing? What did the Americans find? What's inside those cylinders? And what happens when they all open at once? I tried to verify the memo, tried to find corroboration, tried to contact OSS archives. No response. Tried to FOIA request. Request denied.
No records found matching inquiry. But the paper is authentic. Tested it. 1952 stock. Period correct ink. OSS watermark verified against known samples. Someone wants me to know. Someone's leaking these documents deliberately. Someone inside. Someone with access. Someone who knows time is running out. I got another email yesterday. Same encrypted channel. 5 words. Meet me tonight. Usual place. No signature. But I knew. My security contractor source. The one who descended to level 12. The one living in Thailand. The one who changed his name. He's back. He's in Tokyo, and he wants to talk. I shouldn't go. It's obviously trap. Obviously surveillance. Obviously designed to expose me, to silence me. But I have to know. Have to hear what he knows. Have to understand what we're facing. I'm meeting him in 2 hours. Midnight. Abandoned construction site in Roppongi. One of the sealed sites. One of the 17.
If something happens to me, these documents are uploaded, automatically, distributed worldwide. Every journalist, every government, every citizen. The truth can't be buried anymore. Too many people know, too many leaks, too much evidence. Tokyo is sitting on a bomb, a 78-year-old bomb, built by Americans, containing something unknown, something waking up. And in 72 hours, maybe less, that bomb might go off. 3.2 million people, 800,000 casualties, global cascade. Unless someone stops it, unless someone shuts it down, unless someone gets into level 12 and deactivates that cylinder. But how do you deactivate something you don't understand? How do you contain something that's breaking containment? How do you stop something that's been inevitable since 1946? It's 11:45 p.m. I'm leaving now, heading to the meeting. I don't know what I'll find. Don't know if my source is still alive.
Don't know if this is the end, but I need to know the truth. Need to understand what we're dealing with. Need to see with my own eyes what 78 years of lies have been hiding. If I don't upload part 3 within 72 hours, you'll know something happened. You'll know they got to me. You'll know the suppression is real. But the documents will still release. The evidence will still go public. The truth will still emerge. They can silence me. Can't silence everyone. Tokyo is running out of time. World is running out of time. And somewhere deep underground, 390 feet below where people sleep and work and live, something ancient and terrible is waking up. My source said it felt alive, said the cylinder pulsed like a heartbeat, said the vibrations felt intentional, intelligent, aware. What if it's not a containment vessel? What if it's not technology at all? What if it's biological? What if they didn't build a prison? What if they built an incubator? What if the anomalies aren't objects? What if they're eggs? And what if, after 78 years of incubation, they're finally ready to hatch? I'm heading to the site now, phone on, camera ready, recording everything. If this is the last you hear from me, remember, share this, spread this. Don't let them bury the truth with me. Something's under Tokyo. Something's under every major city. And it's waking up. Midnight. Roppongi District. Construction site sealed since 2017. Chain link fence, rusted lock. No guards, no cameras. Just darkness. I cut the lock, slipped through, phone recording, everything documented. The site looked abandoned, tarps rotting in the rain, equipment corroded, concrete mixers filled with stagnant water, like time stopped the day they sealed it. But someone had been here recently. Fresh footprints in the mud, cigarette butts, still warm. I followed the prints, led to the center of the site, to the sealed access point. The hole they'd poured concrete into 7 years ago. Except the concrete was broken, shattered, like something punched through from below. Chunks scattered everywhere, rebar twisted, bent outward, not inward. Something came up, something strong. And standing beside the hole, my source. He looked different, thinner, older, haunted, eyes sunken, hands shaking. He was smoking, chain smoking, 3 cigarette butts at his feet already. He saw me, didn't smile, didn't greet me, just said, "You shouldn't have come." I asked why he contacted me, why risk coming back to Tokyo. He pointed down the hole. "Because they're opening, all of them, and I need someone to tell the story when I'm gone." We descended. He brought rope, climbing gear, flashlights, military-grade equipment, like he'd planned this, like he'd been preparing. The hole dropped 30 feet, into the first level. Same stone stairs I'd seen in Yamamoto's photos, same spiral descent, same cold air, same ozone smell. But stronger now. The ozone smell was stronger. Sharp, burning nose and throat, like standing near high-voltage transformers. And the humming, audible now, not just felt, actually audible. Low bass note, constant, vibrating the stones beneath our feet. My source didn't speak, just descended, level by level. Faster than safe, like he knew the way, like he'd been here before. We passed the first 3 levels quickly. Empty corridors, dark chambers, everything I'd seen in photos. But different somehow. The walls were warmer, noticeably warmer, like the whole structure was heating up from below. Level 4. Temperature jumped, from 50 degrees to maybe 65, in the span of one staircase.
My source stopped, turned, looked at me with eyes that had seen too much. What I told you before, about level 12, I lied. Not about what I saw, about what it was. He lied. Why? Because I didn't understand then. Didn't know what I was looking at. But I've had 4 years to research.
To find documents, to talk to other contractors, other witnesses. And I know now. I know what we're dealing with. He pulled out tablet, showed me files, photographs, documents. Years of investigation, years of piecing together the truth. And what he showed me changed everything. The cylinders aren't containment vessels. They're coffins. But not for the dead, for the dormant. Let me explain, because this is where it gets truly terrifying. World War II, 1944. American forces island hopping across the Pacific. Battle of Peleliu. Brutal fighting. 15,000 Japanese soldiers. Caves, tunnels, underground fortifications. American Marines clear the caves. Find something unexpected. Deep in the volcanic rock. Chamber. Ancient chamber. Predating Japanese occupation by centuries. Maybe millennia. Inside the chamber, the first cylinder. Partially buried. Half exposed. 20 feet tall. 6 feet diameter. Covered in those symbols. Those 11-dimensional coordinate systems. Marines call in engineers. Engineers call in scientists. Scientists run tests. Carbon dating, impossible. Metallurgy, unknown. Origin, unknown. But the cylinder was warm, vibrating, emitting that 18 Hz frequency. And when they brought radiation detectors close, the readings spiked. Not radioactive, something else. Energy signature they'd never seen. Energy that didn't match any known source. Command orders, extract it, ship it to mainland, study it. They did. Used cranes, barges, hauled it to ship, transported to Tokyo Bay. Americans controlled Tokyo after surrender. Perfect location for study. But here's the critical part. They weren't the only ones finding these things. Europe, 1945. Allied forces advancing into Germany. Berlin bombed to rubble. Underground bunkers exposed. British troops find cylinder in bunker beneath Führer bunker. Nazi leaders knew about it, had built their headquarters above it. Why? Because Hitler believed it was divine, believed it was proof of Aryan superiority, believed it was gift from ancient Nordic gods. He was wrong. But he'd found something real. North Africa. 1943. Allied campaign against Rommel. Ancient ruins near Cairo. Archaeological dig interrupted by war. Cylinder found beneath Temple of Osiris. Partially excavated by German teams. Seized by British. Shipped to London. China. 1949. End of Chinese Civil War. American advisors withdrawing. But before leaving, one final mission. Remote monastery in Tibetan plateau. Monks guarding something ancient. Something they'd protected for 3,000 years. Cylinder. Hidden in mountain temple. Monks called it the Sleeper. Said it was older than their order. Older than Buddhism. Older than written history. Americans took it. Monks tried to stop them. Violence. Blood. But Americans had guns. Monks had prayers. Prayers didn't work. 6 cylinders. 6 locations. All found during World War II. All extracted by American military. All brought to major cities. All buried underground in purpose-built facilities. And here's the pattern my source found. Every cylinder was found in a location with ancient significance. Temple sites, sacred caves, burial chambers, places where ancient cultures built monuments, places where humans had gathered for thousands of years. The ancients knew. They found them first. They built temples around them. They worshipped them, protected them, kept them sealed. But we forgot. Cultures rose and fell, knowledge lost, temples abandoned, cylinders forgotten. Until war tore open the earth. Until bombs exposed what should have stayed hidden. We found them, and we made the worst possible decision. We studied them. My source showed me classified file. Date stamp, June 1946. Title, Initial Assessment, Pacific Anomaly Object. File describes first tests on Peleliu cylinder, after arrival in Tokyo. Before burial. Scientists tried everything. X-rays, ultrasound, magnetic resonance, spectrometry. Nothing penetrated the surface. Cylinder was opaque to every scanning method. So they tried physical examination. Drills, diamond-tipped, hardest substance known. Applied to cylinder surface. Drill bit shattered. Cylinder undamaged. Not even scratch. They tried cutting. Industrial lasers, highest intensity available in 1946. Focused beam, 5-minute exposure. Cylinder absorbed the energy. Surface temperature increased. Then, something happened. The humming changed. Frequency shifted. From baseline 18 Hz to 27 Hz. Still low, still infrasound, but different. And something moved inside. Scientists reported feeling impact, like something struck the interior wall. Like something woke up. Tests stopped immediately. Orders from above. No more physical investigation. Observation only. But damage was done. Whatever was inside, they'd disturbed it, agitated it, woken it. That's when they decided. Bury it. Deep, underground, concrete, lead shielding. Contain it. Study it remotely. Keep it away from population. But also, keep population near it. Because they needed something. Power, infrastructure, personnel. They needed to monitor it constantly. Watch for changes. Measure the vibrations. Track the frequency. Because they knew, even then, it wouldn't stay dormant forever. The file includes recommendation, written by lead scientist, Dr. Robert Oppenheimer. Yes, that Oppenheimer, father of atomic bomb. He evaluated the cylinders, he ran the tests, he wrote the protocols. His recommendation: object exhibits characteristics inconsistent with known materials or technology. Origin unknown, but clearly artificial. Internal structure suggests biological components. Recommendation: sustained containment with continuous monitoring. Estimated dormancy period: 50 to 100 years. Post-dormancy protocols should include immediate evacuation and potential termination procedures. Biological components. Oppenheimer said biological. These aren't machines. They're not technology. They're not artifacts. They're organisms. Preserved. Dormant. Waiting. And we've been incubating them for 78 years. We reached level 8. The temperature was unbearable. 80 degrees. Underground. In winter. Heat radiating from below. My source was sweating, breathing hard, but determined. You need to see it. Need to see what's happening, because soon, very soon, everyone will see. And when they do,
the world changes forever. Level 9. The metal walls, seamless, smooth, but vibrating now, visibly vibrating, like a tuning fork, like the whole structure resonated with that 18 Hz frequency. My radiation detector screaming, levels dangerous, not immediately lethal, but prolonged exposure, bad, very bad. Level 10, the darkness, thick darkness.
Flashlights dimming, batteries draining faster than possible, like something was feeding on the energy. And the smell, not just ozone anymore, something organic, decay, rot, but also something sweet, floral. Wrong combination. Corpse flowers, death and beauty mixed. Level 11, the reactor chamber. It was running. After 78 years, still running. Lights on control panels, green indicators, yellow warnings, some red alerts. My source pointed to display. Temperature readings. Internal vessel temperature, 197 degrees Fahrenheit. When I was here 4 years ago, it was 93 degrees. It's almost doubled, and it's accelerating. Last month, 170. Last week, 185. Yesterday, 197. He showed me graph on tablet. Temperature curve, exponential, rising faster and faster. Metamorphosis temperature, that's what the files call it. The temperature where dormancy ends, where the process begins. Where they transform from seed to... He stopped, couldn't say it. I said it for him. To what? He looked at me, fear in his eyes, real existential terror. We don't know. The files don't say, because nobody's ever seen one emerge. Nobody's ever survived the hatching. All we have are the warnings, ancient warnings, temple inscriptions, religious texts, all saying the same thing. He pulled up photo on tablet, temple wall, Sanskrit, translated. When the sleepers wake, the world ends, not in fire, not in flood, in transformation, in becoming, in the change that cannot be reversed. Level 12. The chamber was different, not dark anymore, lit, blue light, everywhere, emanating from the devices. The refrigerator-sized machines surrounding the cylinder, all of them glowing, all of them humming, all of them synchronized, pulsing together, like a heartbeat, like breathing. And the cylinder, it was beautiful, terrifying, impossible. The surface was moving, not rotating, not shifting. The symbols were moving, crawling across the surface like liquid, like the metal was fluid, like the entire cylinder was alive. Temperature. I couldn't get close enough to measure. Heat radiating, visible heat shimmer, the air wavering, and the sound. Not humming anymore, singing. High-pitched overtones layered over the bass frequency. Harmonics. Music. Mathematical music. Perfect ratios, perfect intervals. It was singing itself awake. My source pulled me back, away from the cylinder, to the edge of the chamber. Listen. Listen carefully, because I'm going to tell you what happens next. What the protocols say. What the government knows. He opened final file. Red classified stamp. Date, November 2023, last month. Title, Facility 7, Terminal Event Projection.
The file describes the emergence sequence, based on monitoring data, based on temperature curves, based on frequency analysis. Stage 1. Temperature reaches 200 degrees.
Cylinder surface becomes plastic, malleable. Symbols accelerate. Already happening, already begun. Stage 2. Temperature reaches 250 degrees. Interior pressure builds. Cylinder begins to crack. Estimated timeline, 24 to 36 hours from Stage 1. Stage 3. Cylinder breach. Contents emerge. Estimated timeline, 36 to 48 hours from Stage 1. Stage 4. Cascade. Tokyo cylinder triggers response in other cylinders. Global synchronization. All 12 facilities enter Stage 3 simultaneously. Estimated timeline, 48 to 72 hours from Stage 1. Stage 5. Unknown. Files end at Stage 4. No projections beyond emergence. No survival protocols. No evacuation plans. Just, God help us all. My source looked at me. Stage 1 started 3 days ago. Temperature hit 200 degrees on December 16th. We're in Stage 2 right now. Cylinder will breach within 36 hours. 36 hours. Less than 2 days.
And when it breaches, what emerges?
He shook his head. Nobody knows. But whatever's inside, it's been growing, developing, transforming for 78 years. Fed by nuclear power, bathed in radiation, evolving in darkness. He showed me the final photo, medical file, classified, from 1947. X-ray image, cylinder interior, taken with early equipment, poor quality, but visible. Inside the cylinder, organic structure, not machine, not rock. Something biological. Skeletal structure, limbs, torso, head. Humanoid, but wrong. Extra joints, extra limbs, proportions off. Skull elongated, ribcage too large, spine curved wrong. And size. Based on scale markers in the image, the thing inside was 15 feet tall. 15 feet. Of something that looked human, but wasn't. My source said, 12 cylinders, 12 creatures, 12 cities, 7 billion people. He paused, let that sink in. We thought we found artifacts, we found eggs, and we've been keeping them warm. Suddenly, everything changed. The singing stopped. Complete silence. Absolute. My ears rang from the absence of sound. Then, crack. Loud, sharp, like gunshot. The cylinder split. Hairline fracture running vertically from top to bottom. 20 feet of fissure. Steam vented. Pressurized gas. Whistling, screaming. My source grabbed me, pulled me toward stairs. Run, now. It's early. Stage 2 was supposed to take 36 hours. It's been 3 days total. It's accelerating. We need to leave, now. We ran, up the stairs, level by level. The building shaking. Not earthquake, something else. Something waking. Something moving. Behind us, sounds. Wet sounds, organic sounds. Tearing, breaking, emerging. Level 11. Reactor alarms screaming, red lights everywhere, radiation warnings, critical levels, meltdown imminent. Level 10. The darkness lifting, light from below, blue light, growing brighter. Something luminous was coming up. Level 9. The metal walls cracking. Stress fractures. The whole structure failing. collapsing inward. The cylinder was pulling everything toward itself. Gravity. Impossible gravity. Level 8. We heard it. Below us. Climbing. Following. Something large. Something heavy. Footsteps. Not human rhythm. Too slow. Too deliberate. Too powerful. Level 7. Almost there. Almost to surface. But the footsteps were gaining. Getting closer. Whatever emerged, it was fast. Level 6. My source stopped. Turned. Pulled device from backpack. Dead man switch. Explosives. I came prepared. Knew it might come to this. Need to slow it down. Buy time. Get the evidence out. Tell the world. I grabbed him. Tried to pull him. He pushed me away. Go. Run. Surface is 2 minutes up. Don't stop. Don't look back. Tell them everything. Show them the files. Make them believe. The footsteps were close. 1 level below. We could hear breathing. Deep, wet, ragged. Like lungs learning to work again after 78 years. My source pressed the switch. Armed the explosives. 30 seconds. Go! I went. Ran. Climbed. Hands bleeding on the rough stone. Lungs burning. Heart exploding. 20 seconds. Level 5. 15 seconds. Level 4. 10 seconds. Level 3. I could see the surface hole. Moonlight. Sky. Freedom. 5 seconds. Level 2. 0. The explosion. Not loud, muffled, deep, but powerful. The entire staircase shook. Stones fell. Dust filled everything. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't see. I crawled, pulled myself up, rope still hanging, grabbed it, climbed. Surface. Cold air. Night sky. Tokyo lights. Normal world. Behind me, the hole collapsed. Concrete chunks falling, sealing, burying. Everything gone. My source, the cylinder, the creature, all buried. But not destroyed. Just delayed. Because the explosives didn't kill it, just trapped it. And if it survived 78 years dormant, it can survive being buried. It's still down there, still alive, still growing. And 35 hours from now, it'll dig itself out. I got home at 3 a.m., hands shaking. Downloaded everything from my phone, backed up to cloud, sent copies to every contact I have. Then I noticed. Email. Arrived while I was underground. Timestamp 12:17 a.m. While I was on level 12, while the cylinder was cracking. Subject: Ichiro Suzuki, Last Testament. I opened it. Video file attached. The video showed Ichiro, alive, in room. White walls, no windows. Clinical, like hospital, like detention. He spoke to camera, Japanese, subtitled. My name is Ichiro Suzuki. I am 93 years old. I helped build Facility 7 between 1948 and 1952. I am recording this message in government facility. I was not kidnapped. I came voluntarily to fulfill my duty. He paused, looked tired, ancient. When we buried the cylinder in 1952, they made us swear oath, secret oath, blood oath. If containment ever failed, we would return. We would help. We would do what was necessary. He held up a hand, showed palm, scar, circular, branded into flesh, symbol.
Same symbol from the cylinder. There were 200 of us, Japanese workers, all branded, all sworn. Over 70 years, most died. Natural deaths, old age. Only 14 remain. We all returned. We're all here now, in this facility, waiting for orders. His expression hardened. Orders came tonight. Temperature breach. Stage 2 initiated. Emergence imminent. Protocol. Operation Omega. Final containment. Nuclear option. Nuclear option. They're going to detonate warhead. Underground. Level 12. Destroy the cylinder. Destroy the creature. Destroy everything. Estimated yield, 20 kilotons. Enough to vaporize 4 city blocks. Enough to collapse the entire facility. 20 kilotons. Hiroshima bomb was 15 kilotons. Estimated casualties, 3,000 to 8,000 immediate. Depending on evacuation success, building collapse, radiation, fire. He looked directly at camera. I am telling you this because you deserve to know. Japanese people deserve to know. World deserves to know. What we buried, what we unleashed, what we're about to do. His voice dropped. Whisper. They're detonating in 18 hours. 6 p.m. tomorrow, December 20th. They're calling it gas leak. Evacuating 12 blocks. Telling people temporary. Telling them they can return in 3 days. He shook his head. They can't return. Area will be radioactive for decades. 12 blocks of Tokyo. Gone. Forever. To kill one creature. To maintain the secret. To stop the emergence. He leaned closer to camera. But it won't work. Because this isn't the only one. 12 facilities. 12 creatures. Tokyo detonation triggers global response. Every facility, same protocol, same nuclear option. 12 cities, 12 bombs. Millions dead, millions displaced. All to stop something we don't understand. His eyes filled with tears. We should have left them buried. Should have left temples standing. Should have listened to the ancients. They knew. They warned us. Don't disturb the sleepers. Don't wake them. Don't study them. He wiped his eyes. But we didn't listen. We never listen. And now, we pay the price. Video ended. No signature, no attribution. Just truth. I spent the morning verifying everything, every detail, every claim. Checked seismic monitors, unusual activity under central Tokyo. Confirmed, multiple small tremors, depths 300 feet. Checked radiation sensors, Tokyo metropolitan area, slightly elevated background radiation. Central districts, confirmed. Checked government websites, December 20th, announced maintenance, gas leak inspection, evacuate 12 blocks, Chiyoda district, Imperial Palace area. Exactly where blueprints showed central convergence. Evacuation notice posted at 4 a.m. Hours after I escaped, hours after the cylinder cracked. They're moving forward. They're really doing it. Nuclear detonation under Tokyo in 15 hours. I called contacts, journalists, scientists, politicians, told them everything, sent files, sent evidence, sent Ichiro's video. Response? Silence. Or worse, dismissal.
conspiracy theory, fabrication, mental illness suggestions. Nobody believes. Nobody wants to believe. Because believing means accepting the impossible, accepting that something ancient and terrible lives under our cities, accepting that our government plans to nuke their own capital. Too big, too scary, too unreal. So they reject it, deny it, mock it. But I have proof. Photos, documents, video, testimony, everything. And I'm releasing it now. All of it. Every file, every image, every piece of evidence. Because in 15 hours, 12 hours now, the world changes. Tokyo changes. History changes. And when that bomb detonates, when the gas leak explodes,
When 12 blocks of Tokyo disappear in nuclear fire, when radiation sensors worldwide detect the blast, when seismographs record the shockwave, then they'll know I was telling the truth. Then they'll understand. Then it'll be too late. It's noon now, 6 hours until detonation. Tokyo is evacuating, slowly. People think it's gas leak, minor emergency. They're packing leisurely, taking time, arguing with police. Police aren't telling them, can't tell them. Orders from above. Keep it quiet, keep it calm, prevent panic. But they should panic. They should run, they should flee. Because 20 kilotons underground doesn't just destroy the immediate area, doesn't just collapse buildings. It triggers earthquakes, tsunamis, cascading failures across the entire city. Tokyo sits on major fault lines, tectonically active zone. Underground nuclear blast could trigger the big one, the 9-magnitude earthquake everyone fears, the one that could kill millions. And that's just Tokyo. If the protocol is global, if all 12 facilities detonate simultaneously, we're talking about global disaster. 12 nuclear detonations, 12 major cities. Berlin, London, Paris, Cairo, Seoul, Manila, Baghdad, Rome, Athens, and more, all at once. Civilization doesn't survive that. Economy doesn't survive. Trust doesn't survive. World order doesn't survive. We're about to commit global nuclear terrorism against ourselves, against our own cities, against our own people, to stop something we don't understand, to kill something that might not even be hostile, to maintain a secret that's already broken. I've been watching the live feeds, Tokyo street cameras, traffic cameras, evacuation zones. People are leaving, but not fast enough, not far enough. 12 blocks cleared, but the blast radius, even underground, extends further, much further. And the other cities, I've been checking. Berlin, sudden gas leak announced, evacuation ordered, Central District, 2 hours ago. London, underground flooding emergency. Multiple tube stations closed, area evacuated. 1 hour ago. Cairo, structural instability, ancient ruins inspection, city center cordoned off, 30 minutes ago. It's happening. Global coordination, all 12 cities, all on December 20th, all with cover stories, all with evacuations. They're really doing it. Omega Protocol, global nuclear containment, simultaneous detonation. Hours from now, all of them, together. And when they detonate, when 12 nuclear bombs explode under 12 cities, what then? How do they explain? How do they hide? They can't. The secret ends. Today, one way or another. Either the creatures emerge and the world sees them, or the bombs detonate and the world demands answers. Either way, the truth comes out. 3 p.m., 3 hours to detonation. I received another email.
Encrypted. Short message. It's too late. Cancellation impossible. Detonation sequence locked. Presidential authorization confirmed.
All 12 facilities. Synchronized countdown. Estimated casualties revised. 43,000 immediate, 200,000 secondary.
43,000 people, dead in 3 hours. To kill 12 creatures. Creatures we know nothing about. Creatures that might be sentient, intelligent, peaceful. We're committing genocide. Preemptive genocide, based on fear, based on ignorance, based on ancient warnings we don't understand. And if the bombs don't work, if the creatures survive, if they dig out through radioactive rubble, angry and wounded, then we've made everything worse. We've turned potential first contact into interspecies war. We've guaranteed hostility. We've guaranteed conflict. But nobody's listening. Nobody's stopping this. The countdown continues. 4 p.m., 2 hours. Evacuation zones expanded. Tokyo radius now 20 blocks. 70,000 people displaced.
Shelters overcrowded. Traffic gridlocked. Chaos building. Other cities reporting same. Mass evacuations. Confusion. Fear. But still, no truth. No explanations. Just gas leak, flooding, structural problems. Lies. I'm watching radiation monitors, background levels rising, all 12 cities, simultaneous rise. Like the cylinders are heating up together, like they're connected, like they know. Maybe they do know. Maybe they're communicating across continents, across oceans. Those 18 hertz frequencies, those synchronized pulses. Maybe it's language. Maybe they're talking. And maybe they know what's coming. Maybe they're preparing. Maybe emergence isn't scheduled. Maybe it's defensive. Maybe we're forcing them to wake up by trying to kill them. 5 p.m., 1 hour. I'm in shelter now. Government-ordered mandatory evacuation. My district, 40 blocks from ground zero. Supposedly safe, supposedly far enough. But I have radiation detector. And if bomb detonates, if it's really 20 kilotons, this shelter won't protect us. Nothing will. Around me, hundreds of people, families, children, elderly, all confused, all scared, all demanding answers. Police saying nothing, just wait, stay calm, temporary evacuation, return soon. But I see their faces, the police. They know. They're terrified, because they know they're too close. They know the blast radius. They know the real danger. And they're here anyway, because they have orders, because they're following protocol, because that's what soldiers do, even when the orders are insane. 5:30 p.m., 30 minutes. Seismic monitors spiking. Tokyo, all 12 cities. Simultaneous seismic activity. Something's happening underground. Something big. Temperature readings for facilities still monitored, showing critical levels. 260 degrees, 270. Far above metamorphosis temperature. Far above projected values. The creatures aren't waiting for the bombs. They're emerging now, early, faster than predicted. And the bombs are still coming, still scheduled, still locked in. We're going to nuke them while they're being born, while they're vulnerable, while they're confused, disoriented. We're not warriors. We're monsters. 5:45 p.m., 15 minutes. My phone exploded with messages, videos, live streams, unauthorized footage from the facilities.
from the exclusion zones, from restricted areas. People with phones, people filming, people refusing to evacuate, people demanding to see what's really happening. And they're seeing it, broadcasting it, showing the world. Tokyo, ground splitting, pavement cracking, something rising, blue light from below, glowing, pulsing, beautiful and terrible. Berlin, street collapsing, sinkhole forming, something climbing, long limbs, elongated body, moving slow, deliberate. London, underground station imploding, tube tunnel breached. Something emerging into platform, commuters screaming, running, filming. Cairo, temple ruins exploding upward, ancient stones scattering. Something unfolding. Wings. Impossible wings. Membrane and bone. It's happening. Global emergence. Simultaneous. All 12. Just like the protocols predicted. But the bombs. 10 minutes. Still locked. Still coming. 5:50 p.m. 10 minutes. World is watching. Social media exploding. News networks scrambling. Governments demanding explanations. But nobody has answers. Nobody knows what to say. Because the creatures are beautiful, terrifying, alien, impossible, but beautiful. 15 feet tall, humanoid but evolved, perfected. Bones like crystal, skin like liquid metal, eyes like galaxies. Luminous, conscious, aware. And they're not attacking, not destroying, just emerging, standing, looking around, observing, like newborns, seeing the world for the first time, confused, curious, innocent. And we're about to kill them. 5 minutes. Bombs armed, countdown irreversible. Unless someone has to stop this. Someone has to cancel the detonation. Someone has to make them see. These aren't monsters. These aren't threats. These are something else. Something we don't understand. Something that deserves chance, deserves communication, deserves life. 5:55 p.m. 5 minutes. I did something stupid, something desperate, something that might get me killed. I left the shelter, ran. Police tried to stop me. I fought, broke away, sprinted toward ground zero, toward the exclusion zone, toward the emergence site. Because if the bombs detonate, if 43,000 people die, if 12 ancient beings are vaporized, I need to witness it, need to record it, need to show the world what we lost. 4 minutes. The ground shaking, buildings swaying, Tokyo Tower visible in distance, glowing, blue light from below, rising, spreading. 3 minutes. I reached the barrier, chain link, armed guards. They raised weapons. Ordered me back. I showed them my phone, showed them the live feeds, the creatures, the emergence, the beauty. Look at them, I shouted. Look! They're not attacking. They're not destroying. They're just being. And we're going to murder them. For nothing. For fear. 2 minutes. The guards hesitated, lowered weapons slightly. They're watching the feeds, seeing the truth, questioning orders. 1 minute. Behind the fence, the ground erupted, blue light, blinding. The Tokyo cylinder, breaking surface, rising. The creature inside, emerging fully. I filmed everything, broadcast everything. Millions watching, billions watching, world watching. 30 seconds.
The creature stood, unfolded, stretched, limbs extending, wings spreading. Beautiful, impossible, divine. It looked at me, direct eye contact. Intelligence behind those galactic eyes. Recognition, understanding, curiosity. It tilted its head, questioning, like asking, why? Why the fear? Why the weapons? Why the bombs? 10 seconds.
I wanted to answer, wanted to explain, wanted to apologize. But the countdown reached 0. The bombs didn't detonate. Someone stopped them. Someone canceled. Someone with authority. Someone who saw the broadcasts. Someone who understood. The creatures are alive. All 12. Emerged. Standing. Waiting. And the world is watching. Terrified. Amazed. Confused. Hopeful. All at once. This is first contact. Not with aliens from space. With something older. Something that was here before us. Something that slept beneath our cities. Something that waited for 78 years. Waiting for us to find them. Waiting for us to be ready. Waiting for the world to change enough, grow enough, evolve enough to accept them. The governments are scrambling, military surrounding the sites, scientists deploying, linguists, xenobiologists, everyone trying to understand, trying to communicate, trying to make sense of the impossible. But the creatures aren't communicating. Not yet. They're just observing, learning, adjusting to this new world, this loud, bright, crowded world that didn't exist when they went to sleep. How long were they dormant? The cylinders show no manufacture date. The symbols suggest mathematics beyond our current understanding. The materials defy analysis. Are they ancient humans? Evolved humans? Future humans sent back? Aliens who visited Earth millennia ago? Gods who walked among us? We don't know, and they're not telling us yet. But they will, eventually, when they're ready, when we're ready. For now, they wait, and we wait, and the world holds its breath. It's been 6 hours since emergence, midnight now, December 21st. The creatures haven't moved, haven't attacked, haven't communicated. Just stand, watch, exist. Governments issued statements, joint statement, all 12 nations, historical first, unprecedented cooperation. Statement says, anomalous entities have emerged from classified containment facilities. Origins unknown. Intent unknown. No hostile actions observed. International task force established. Communication attempts ongoing. Population advised to remain calm. Further updates forthcoming. Remain calm, right. Cities are paralyzed. Millions watching, billions online. Entire species focused on 12 beings, standing in 12 cities, waiting for something. Waiting for us. I'm still here, at the Tokyo site. Barrier expanded, mile radius. But I'm inside. Press credentials, journalist status. They're letting me stay, letting me document, letting me witness. Because someone needs to record this. Someone needs to tell the story. The true story. Not the government version, not the sanitized official narrative. The truth. Raw, unfiltered, real. Ichiro was right. The world changed. Everything changed. December 20th, 2024. The day humanity learned we're not alone. Never were alone. Never will be alone. The day we met the sleepers. The day they woke up. The day everything we thought we knew became insufficient. Final thoughts. Because I need to end this. Need to rest. Need to process. What are they? I don't know. Nobody knows. Maybe we'll never know. Maybe that's okay. Maybe mystery is acceptable. Maybe not everything needs explaining. What do they want? Unknown. But they're not hostile, that much is clear. If they wanted us dead, we'd be dead. They emerged simultaneously, coordinated, intelligent. They could have attacked, could have destroyed. Didn't. So what's their purpose? Why sleep beneath cities? Why wake now? Why reveal themselves? Theory. They're guardians, ancient watchers, placed here millennia ago. By whom? Themselves? Other beings? God? Universe itself? Doesn't matter. They're here. They're watching. They're waiting. Waiting for what? For us to be ready. Ready for what comes next, whatever that is. Or maybe they're teachers, meant to guide us, help us evolve, push us forward, force us to grow up as species. Or maybe they're refugees, survivors from some ancient catastrophe, preserved, waiting for safe time to wake, waiting for world stable enough to accept them. Or maybe they're us, future humans, evolved, changed, sent back to ensure their own existence. Bootstrap paradox, time loop. We're them, they're us. We're all connected. I don't know. I'm tired. I've been awake for 48 hours. I've seen things, impossible things, true things. Things that break reality. Things that rebuild it. But I'm alive. We're alive. Tokyo stands. World stands. Humanity continues. And now we have neighbors. Strange, ancient, powerful, beautiful. Neighbors who've been here all along. Sleeping beneath us. Waiting. Patient. Until we were ready to know. And now we know. Now we must decide. How do we proceed? How do we coexist? How do we communicate with beings that predate our civilization? Beings that might remember when we were young, might remember when we were learning, might remember when we were innocent, before wars, before greed, before fear, before secrets. Maybe they remember. Maybe they'll teach us. Help us remember. Help us return to what we were meant to be. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm romanticizing. Maybe they're just beings. Complex, flawed, dangerous, like us. Time will tell. If you're reading this, share it. Please. Share it everywhere. Download it, back it up, spread it. Before it's deleted, before it's censored, before it's corrected by official narrative. This is the truth. My truth. Witnessed, documented, real. The sleepers woke. December 20th, 2024. Tokyo, Berlin, London, Cairo, Seoul, Manila, Baghdad, Rome, Athens, and others. 12 cities, 12 beings, one species, forever changed. We're not alone. We never were. And now we face the greatest question in human history. What do we do next? I don't have answers. Nobody does. But I have hope. Hope that we choose wisely. Hope that we choose peace. Hope that we choose curiosity over fear, understanding over violence, communication over isolation. Because they're here, they're real, they're waiting, and so are we. The future begins now, the future we build together. Humanity and whatever they are, partners, enemies, teachers, students, gods, mortals, or maybe just neighbors. Time will tell. But right now, right this moment, December 21st, 2024, 12:03 a.m., I'm standing 100 yards from a being that shouldn't exist. A being that defies everything I thought I knew. A being that represents everything humanity feared and hoped for. And it's looking at me. Those galactic eyes, that ancient consciousness, that impossible existence. Looking at me, seeing me, knowing me. And I think, just maybe, it's smiling. Welcome home, sleeper. Welcome to our world. Welcome to whatever comes next. We've been waiting for you, even if we didn't know it.